Good morning, Lee Kenny here, and welcome to number 10 already of the Business Messenger series. So if you joined me yesterday, you know I talked about perfection and how that can be a barrier to actually being successful, a barrier to helping you get to where you want to be as quickly as possible. One area where I'd say the implementation of good enough is these videos. So you'll notice I'm really giving them just very raw. So I'm not putting fancy graphics in at the beginning, I'm not putting fancy graphics at the end, because quite honestly I'm not delivering a session on how to do amazing videos, how to use graphics in order to do X, Y and Z, or Z as we would say in the UK. That's a little bit of the Americanisms coming out there. So again, hopefully you're realizing that you can push forward. The other area that holds people back is comparisons. So comparisons against other companies, comparisons against friends, family, and this is not just exclusively in the business world. Maybe we may look at people's children and say, gosh, you know, those parents over there seem to have everything figured out. Or sometimes we may judge and say, gosh, how do those parents do that? Neither of which serve us very well. And I promised an Emerson quote today, and it's something that increasingly I talk about at home, because, you know, we're not perfect either. And the quote is, comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. I'll just let that sink in for a second. How often do we look at somewhere else and think, gosh, we should be doing what they're doing, or we definitely don't want to do what they're doing, or comparing ourselves? And the most common manifestation of this, I would say at the moment, is something that's very on trend, probably right now, and that's a phrase called Imposter Syndrome. So lots of people have Imposter Syndrome, which is, gosh, what on earth have I got to say in this room? And I was listening to a podcast just this morning on Mindvalley, and the lady talking runs the Russian arm of Mindvalley. And at the back of the room when she first spoke, she was hearing all these inspirational speakers, motivational speakers, people with a story that would bring tears to your eye, whether that's in joy or just sheer emotion. And as she stood there, she was thinking, how do I compete with this? And of course, that's not the game. The game isn't competing against anybody else. The game is maximizing our full potentials. So when we compare ourselves with others, yes, we can use it as an aspiration. Yes, we can use it as a benchmark. We can use it in our marketing as to identify why we are different to most people out there and why it's important. But actually, let's not go too deep in the comparisons. Let's not let those comparisons hold us back for fear of judgment. What do you think? Are you guilty sometimes of comparing yourself against other people? Just pop a comment down below. I'm sure you won't be alone, and who knows, it may inspire a few other people. Maybe you could also put down times when you've overcome that fear. Love to hear them, whether that's in your business life, your personal life. Pop them below. I'll see you tomorrow.